Am I wrong for going off my husband and his mom for taking/keeping my used pregnancy test? Ew, what the F? I, female 24, found out I was pregnant very recently. My husband, male 34, and his family are beyond happy and excited. From what I heard, my husband was married 2 times before but couldn't have kids for 10 years. This is obviously a huge deal for his family because his mom will be a first-time grandma with this baby. They threw a celebration dinner for us, and as his mom and I were talking about the baby, she told me about how she already started making memories and started having keepsakes for her grandbaby. I felt a bit confused and asked if my husband bought something for the baby and gave it to her. She said no, but he did bring her my used pregnancy test and gave it to her to store as a memory. Wait, this is weird. I need to get hold on. She said no, but he did bring her my used pregnancy test and gave it to her to store as a memory of the news of her grandbaby's existence. I was floored. I looked at my husband like, did you really do that? And he nodded while smiling. Not gonna lie, I felt creeped out, disgusted, and very uncomfortable. After the initial shock, I just went off on both of them, calling what they did creepy and disgusting and highly violating. My husband argued that it was not a huge deal, and he just grabbed the test once I got rid of it and put it in a plastic bag and gifted it to his mom as a keepsake. I told him it made me feel violated and creeped out because that test had my literal pee on it. His mom then said something about taking care of the smell, and I lashed out even more and demanded to get rid of it, but they kept arguing, calling me controlling. You know, shocker, another keepsake, you can get her an ultrasound test and give one to her, say, here, this is for you. You don't gotta keep her pee stick. Brother-in-law asked me to calm down, but I decided to just grab my stuff and go home. My husband started arguing about how this is all just an overreaction and said that I ruined his and his family's joy by how I behaved after finding out about the pregnancy test. He said for him and his mom, it's all about the baby, but I somehow made this whole thing about me and hurt their feelings in the process. But that was my literal pee on that test, and I just couldn't help but flip out even if it ruined their joy for the news. So did I overreact? The top comment says, I think I see why at 34 you're his third wife.
When I was in school, I was bullied a lot, and honestly, I don't even really judge these kids. I was weak, and they saw that. And as nature implies, they took advantage of it. Specifically the neighborhood kids. I won't name any names. But I was kind of like just like the kid that was like around to like just be pushed around or picked on. Like literally one time we were even walking home and 2 of the girls were like walking behind me and like they were laughing really hard, and I was like, what's so funny, guys? And they were like, we were just like joking about pushing you in front of one of those cars. And like, obviously I didn't laugh nearly as hard because all I could think about was dying. But this actually manifested into a series, a rivalry, if you will. I wasn't really down for this rivalry though, because again, like I was weird. I liked God, I liked reading, and I liked boys, but only boys that were in emo fashion. I was a simple girl and I did not cuss. And one day at school, the neighborhood girls came up to me, and the leader of them, let's call her Alice. Alice walks up to me and she's like, so you think you're better than us? And I'm like, what? Because I played cello, you know? I wasn't walking around with my cello case, coming out of orchestra acting like I owned anything, let alone an ounce of social standing. So I was just confused. And I was like, I don't think I'm better than you, Alice. And Alice was like, yeah, you do. You don't talk to us at school. You think you're better than us. You walk around. You think you're so cool. And I was like, I really don't think I'm anything. And then she says, let's fight. Let's fight right now. And there's these kids that are starting to circle around us. And I'm like, I know I'm going to get my ass beat, so I would prefer if we didn't fight. Except it came out sounding like, no, thank you. My mom says that girls aren't allowed to fight, so I would like to not fight. And she's like, no, let's fight right now. And I was just like, look, I don't want to fight you. And you even talking to me makes me look bad. I don't know where the fuck that came from. I'm pretty sure I heard it in a movie. Like I heard it in a movie and I was so ready to use it. And I thought it was so fucking cool. And she goes, oh yeah? Your dad divorced your mother because he doesn't love you, and that's why he doesn't want to be around. I kind of just... everything went silent because, like, nobody had known that my parents were divorced. So I just walked away and I cried. Just in a corner 5 feet away, and everybody agreed it was a little harsh. And then fast forward to the 8th grade dance, she said something shiesty to me. I don't really remember, but I think it was something along the lines that I looked fat. And so I decided to cuss for the very first time, and I said, what the shit, Alice? What the shit is wrong with you? What the
My mom got pregnant many years ago after she married my dad, and they were both overjoyed to have a daughter. After my birth, they were waiting anxiously for me when the nurse walked in, looking nervous. I'm not sure if you want to see her. Oh my God. Is she ugly? I'm going to have a heart attack if she's ugly. I think she's a dwarf. Mom leapt forward and took me from the nurse, and Dad stared at me in horror. I was really tiny and ugly, like a frog. I'll have you fired, you moron. I don't care what my daughter looks like. She's mine, and she's beautiful. So what if she's a bit small? But as years went by and my progress was monitored by doctors, I was diagnosed with slower growth than most people, which meant I'd always look younger than I actually am. Mom didn't care, as long as I was healthy, but Dad couldn't handle it. How is it even possible? Everyone in my family is practically a basketball player. Be honest with me, woman. Is she even mine? Mom started screaming and throwing things at him, and he went running out of the door, and that's the last I ever saw of him. Once, when I was 6, Mom took me to a birthday party at her boss's house. I was really excited to meet other kids, but the minute they saw me, they all started staring and then laughing. OMG, just look at it. It's so tiny. With that, the birthday girl Brenda took my hairband off. Hey, give it back, you jerk. Catch it if you can, shorty. Come on, jump a little higher. Suddenly, I lost it. I climbed onto a chair and pounced on her, and we went crashing into the pile of birthday presents, which landed straight in the pool. As Brenda screamed, Mom's boss came running and went ballistic. Who is this out-of-control toddler? Where did she come from? That's my daughter, Adley. But you said your daughter was 6 years old. I don't know who this child is. I'm calling the police. Her boss just picked me up and started carrying me away. Oh my God, she's mine. But her crazy boss wouldn't let us go till the cops arrived. Of course, Mom was able to prove I was her kid, but she was so furious. She flung a piece of cake at her boss's face. I'm not working for you, psycho. I quit. Even though Mom was struggling to find a new job, she soon enrolled me in the best school around. On the first day, I was about to go inside the building when a giant limo almost bumped into me. Hey, are you blind? You could have hurt me. A girl got down from the car, and it was that awful Brenda. Ow! Shut up! You're hurting my ears! It's not our fault you're as tiny as an ant. Who can even see you? She spat on my shoes and walked off. And when I went to my classroom, I discovered she was in my class. Ugh! And all the kids were flocking around her like she was the queen of the school. Over the years, Brenda never failed to mock me. But it wasn't just her. It felt as if I walked into school every day wearing some ridiculous costume because someone was sure to point and laugh. Where's your lower half, shorty, buried in the ground? Which dwarf are you, sleepy, mopey, or grumpy? I was so sick of it all. So, in the 7th grade, I decided to do something about it. I Googled how to increase your height, and there were so many tips. One of them was hanging. I didn't have a pull-up bar, so I decided to stretch from a tree branch. But just as I stepped on it, it snapped under my weight, and I fell to the ground, hurting my leg. Oh, Adley, what are you doing? I just want to grow tall, Mom. Everyone else just keeps getting taller. What's wrong with me? Honey, there's nothing wrong with you. So what if you're not as tall as everyone else? It doesn't make you less smart or kind or beautiful. I waited so long to have you, Adley, and I wouldn't change a thing. You're perfect. Mom's words really stuck with me. It was okay to not be like everyone else. A few days later, when I was heading out for home, I suddenly saw the school bus leaving without me. I ran and waved and shouted, but it just went faster. The driver probably couldn't even see me. Just then, I tripped over something and fell face first into a muddy puddle. As I got up, I saw some kids on the side staring at me, and I snapped. What? What are you looking at? Didn't your parents ever tell you it's rude to stare? Is it so weird that I'm short, or do I have something on my face? To make things even worse, Brenda walked out just then, and she started cackling when she saw me. Ew, are you covered in poop, Adley? Because something sure stinks. I think it's your mouth, you awful witch. I attacked her, and she screamed. She managed to push me off and jumped onto a bench, but I bit her leg really hard. We were both sent to the principal's office, and our moms were called in. They were not happy to see each other. But worse, the principal said I would be expelled. What? You're going to expel my daughter? Well, ma'am, biting other students is unacceptable. And bullying is acceptable? Because my daughter's been getting bullied under your nose every day, and you've done nothing. I know why you're punishing Adley. It's because that woman is much richer than I am, isn't it? You wait and see. I'm going to sue you. Mom wasn't kidding. She did sue the school for not protecting kids from bullying, and the school board actually settled. They fired the principal, suspended Brenda for a month, and we got $100,000 as compensation. I had the best month of my life in school without Brenda. And then Mom and I took a fantastic trip to Europe over summer break. A few days before school was about to start, I came home from the library one evening and found a boy sleeping on my bed. Thief! There's a thief in my room! The boy suddenly jumped up, and I saw he was very tall and really cute. Just then, Mom came running and told me he was her friend's son, Andrew, from France. He'd be staying with us for a few months because he was here as an exchange student in my school. But why is he sleeping in my bed?
I guess I got the wrong room. Take a chill pill, tiny loser.
I hated him already. And for good reason. Andrew was so annoying. He left his giant shoes everywhere that I kept tripping over. He put all my snacks in the highest kitchen cupboard, and the worst, he hogged the TV remote all evening. One day, Mom had gone out, and it was just the two of us at home. We decided to order food, and he took over everything.
Yes, hello, McDonald's. I'd like a cheeseburger, extra large fries, and Coke. And for my little friend, one Happy Meal. It comes with a toy, right?
I stared at him furiously as he just hung up. And then he switched on the sports channel. Hey, no, we're not watching football again. It's my turn. I want to watch my show.
Oh, that's not happening, dwarf girl.
I wasn't having it this time. I ran to the TV screen and hugged it, blocking his view. He kept yelling at me, and then suddenly leapt off the sofa and just picked me up. I kicked and screamed, but he just dropped me in my room and locked me in. Oh my God. How was I gonna stand him at home and at school? On the first day of 8th grade, I walked in with newfound confidence in my European wardrobe. Of course, Brenda gave me death glares all morning, but the rest gave me plenty of compliments. As I sat down in the cafeteria later, some kid who looked like a 5th grader joined me at my table and put a red rose next to me. What are you doing?
Oh, it's my first day here, and I'm already in love with you. You're so beautiful. I'm a little older than you, but that doesn't bother you, right? I'm marrying you as soon as I graduate high school.
What? This idiot thought I was younger than him? Just then, I spotted Brenda and her minions howling with laughter. OMG, this is epic. You guys look so cute together. You'll surely be the hottest new couple in school. But suddenly, Andrew pushed the kid aside and sat really close to me, kissing me on the cheek.
Hey, babe, I was looking everywhere for you. Oh, you got some mustard on your nose.
What are you doing?
Helping you just play along.
And well, I had to admit, the boy was a genius. I turned to look at Brenda, and her jaw was practically on the floor. What the? I mean, how do you two know each other? Oh, we met in Paris during summer break.
She had me at hello. Who wouldn't love this cute little cream puff?
Brenda stormed off angrily, and I immediately pushed Andrew away. Barf! But we decided to stick to this plan for a while, and my popularity was rising fast. I was the girlfriend of the hottest new jock in school. Suddenly, I was invited to all the cool parties. I had front row seats at all of Andrew's games. And when his team won the final football match, he picked me up and ran all over the stadium with me on his shoulders. Gosh, he was such a nut. But I was actually having a really good time with him. Sometimes I even felt butterflies. Ooh. On Valentine's Day, Andrew put a heart-shaped chocolate box next to me on the table at breakfast. No one can see us here, so what's with the chocolates?
They're just chocolates. Eat them, or whatever.
They're heart-shaped chocolates on Valentine's Day. Is that supposed to mean anything?
Do you want it to mean something?
No, of course not. Yuck.
Yeah, exactly. Forget it. I'll give them to someone else.
He picked up my box and stormed off. What a jerk. And why did I have these weird feelings for Andrew? He was so annoying. The next day when I went to school, Brenda was standing by my locker with a huge grin. I just knew it was too good to be true. What are you talking about? You and Andrew. I just didn't get it. This makes more sense. And with that, Brenda turned her phone to me and showed me a picture of a blonde girl with her arms around Andrew. And I felt a pang of jealousy. I just turned and started walking away. Aw, is your itty-bitty heart broken? He was obviously playing around with you. Everyone could see it. Why would someone like him want to be with a dwarf like you? You look like his kid. Maybe I'll ask him out. I'm prettier than this blonde girl. Do you really think calling me a dwarf hurts me now, Brenda? I've been hearing that stuff since the day I met you. I may not have grown much in inches since then, but I've certainly outgrown you. You don't bother me anymore, and I like myself just as I am. Go ahead, ask Andrew out, but trust me, he's gonna turn you down, because he knows what a small, petty, mean mommy's princess looks like. Suddenly, Brenda snarled and attacked me. As I was trying to push her off, I was pulled away by Andrew, and standing next to Brenda was the new principal. You were given a strict warning last time, and I saw you attack this girl for no reason with my very own eyes. You're expelled, Brenda. And with that, he angrily marched her away. That witch had it coming.
Adley, are you okay? What are you two fighting about?
Oh, just get lost. Go back to your dumb girlfriend.
What dumb girlfriend? I don't have one, but I'm trying to get one.
Yeah, go on then. Who's stopping you?
You idiot. I want you to be my girlfriend. I like you.
I stared at him in shock and then smiled. Oh, yeah, well, who wouldn't want a cute little cream puff like me? Andrew grinned, and I stepped onto a stool and pulled him in for a kiss.